My hair is finally growing out. I will never cut it that short ever again. No, never. Just not gonna do it. Been there, done that. Okay, let's get into today's video topic, which is capsule wardrobes. So when the first minimalism documentary was released in 2016, I started doing a lot of research and I came across capsule wardrobes, and I was really interested in the concept, but I never wanted to feel like I was limiting my clothing options, so I just never really went through with trying it. Fast forward to 2018, I was packing for my 2-week trip to Amsterdam and Germany, and I knew that I couldn't take a lot of clothes with me. So I knew that I had to be really selective with what I brought. I didn't actually put on my clothes and pre-plan my outfits. I probably should have, but I kind of just visualized, outfits in my mind and thought, okay, these pieces would go well together. And I ended up bringing 20 pieces with me, including shoes, which I know is not very minimal, but you always want to give yourselves options, even though you never actually use those options. So naturally, I didn't actually end up wearing all of those pieces of clothing, but what I learned from that experience was I really don't need a lot of clothes to make different outfits that look good and that I feel good in. So in this video, I want to talk about how creating capsule wardrobes has really helped me find my style. I started creating capsules last May, so right in the middle of pandemic season, and I did it for different seasons even though I wasn't actually wearing those clothes out, and realistically I was wearing sweats all day, which I still am since we're back in lockdown again. But even so, going through that exercise really highlighted a few things for me, so I wanted to share what I learned from going through that process and why I would really encourage you guys to try this if you're feeling a little bit lost and looking for a way to help you find your style. So the first thing I learned is when you're picking which pieces should be part of your capsule, you're naturally going to gravitate to the clothes that you love the most and really enjoy wearing. Because you're limiting the number of clothes in your capsule, you're just not even going to pick something that you don't really like, that you don't feel good in. Ezra, shut the front door! Building your capsule is really trial and error, so you might pick one thing, try to pair it with the rest of your clothes, and then realize it just doesn't really work that well, so you might swap it out for something else. So through this process, you're really gonna see which of your clothes are versatile and really wearable. So on the flip side, as you figure out what you like to wear, you're also going to realize which clothes you're meh about, the ones that are difficult to pair and don't really give you a lot of outfit options. Figuring out what you like to wear is really half the battle of finding your style. And although closet declutters are a really good place to start, and I do recommend that you start there, doing a capsule wardrobe is going a step deeper because you're not looking at that piece of clothing in isolation, you're actually trying to use it to pair with outfits, so it really just gives you more information about whether or not this is something that you'll actually wear and is it easily paired with your favorite clothes. The sun has quickly gone. Golden hour lasted all of 30 seconds. I think I need a light. Okay, is this better? Added a little light. So the second thing I learned from doing multiple capsule wardrobes is my color palette. There's a lot of resources out there that will help you identify what your color palette is based on your skin tone, so whether you have a warm skin tone or a cool skin tone. I have always found that to be very confusing and hard for me to determine, and I also don't really like the concept of having these style rules or color rules. I would say the colors that you naturally gravitate to, that you enjoy wearing, are probably the ones that are good for your skin tone, and if they aren't, who fucking cares? So instead of building my color palette around what should look good on me, what I've figured out is what I actually like wearing. So all of my capsules have been a mixture of white, black, blue, tan, and some brown accents. I know it's very neutral and boring for some of you, but it's just what I like to wear. I do have some bits of color in my wardrobe, but the fact that they've never made it into a capsule wardrobe rotation just shows me they aren't my first choice. But if color is your first choice, then that's what your capsule wardrobe will tell you. It'll show you which colors you gravitate to most, which ones are easy to pair together, and it'll also help you decide what you bring into your wardrobe in the future. So for my first 2 capsule wardrobes, I followed the 10 by 10 challenge, which is choosing 10 pieces of clothing to make 10 different outfits. It's a super simple way to get started to force you to think outside of the box of how you style your clothes. You don't have to follow the 10 by 10 rules, and you don't have to choose only 10. The key is really to give yourself a limit, whatever that number is, to encourage you to try something new and expand your outfit options. Before the pandemic, when I was actually getting dressed to go into the office, I realized I was really only dressing as one version of myself, like the same aesthetic day over day, because I wasn't giving myself enough time to really think of any other outfit options. And because I never gave myself that time to really think of different outfit options, naturally I just didn't really always feel good in what I was wearing, because I think it just didn't always match how I actually felt that day. As much as wearing good clothes can be a huge mood booster, it can also be a downer if you're not really into what you're wearing. So contrary to popular belief that having less clothes equals less options and less style, what I've learned from capsule wardrobes is that having that limit actually forces you to play with the pieces and style them in new creative ways, rather than always going for that same go-to outfit that might not be representative of how you feel or how you want to look. The trial and error of building a capsule wardrobe does take some time, but it's through this process that you learn what truly works for you. And as you do this more and more times, you'll see patterns emerge that will help reveal your style to you. And you don't have to create capsules season by season. You can create multiple capsules for the same season. The idea is just to restrict yourself to a specific number of clothes to see how many outfits you can create that you like. Creating capsule wardrobes has really been one of the most beneficial tools in helping me figure out what I like and pushing me forward in my style journey. So if you weren't sold on capsules before, I hope I've encouraged you to at least give it a try. And if you are a capsule queen and you've done this before, then I'd love to hear in the comments what piece of clothing you've used maybe season over season that you've found to be really versatile. I think that would really help everyone else who's trying it for the first time. If you enjoyed the video, give it a like, subscribe for more, and I'll see you guys in the next one.